Good afternoon, everyone. The dust cloud continues to roll to North America. Feet deep hailstorm, northern Greece. 25,000 acres of fruit shattered in a hailstorm, Spain. Cherry prices up. Ukrainian exports higher than last year. Prices up and up. Astonishing record-breaking ice gains across Greenland continue. Media silent because those blue lines don't fit the narrative. As Americans seek economic direction during the health crisis, Bank of America is predicting gold to nearly double to above $3,000 per ounce. And gold is often the most sought-after investment hedge to protect wealth during times of economic uncertainty. And with nearly 40 million jobs lost, I'd say these are about as uncertain as times get. With never-ending printing by the Fed, we're fighting an uphill inflationary battle. And no doubt America will recover. However, in 2009, it took many investors at least 7 years to get back the gains lost during the Great Recession. With this much inflation on the way, only one investment stands out: gold. Patriot Gold Group has no fee-for-life IRAs where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or silver. At Patriot, you work directly with an owner and avoid paying absurd broker fees. Call today or request a free investment kit. PatriotGoldGroup.com. The link's in the description box below. And following along here, severe weather EU, Saharan dust cloud, unusually large, continues toward North and South America both. Computer graphic images versus what satellites are seeing, quite different. The heavy amount of dust continues, and it looks even heavier on the backside. So it looks like it's going to be a double pulse of dust coming through to North America. So again, if you're having any allergies, beware that this is the first of two waves off of the Sahara this year, incredibly dense. It's listed as quote-unquote unusually heavy. And a glimpse right here, equatorial band Atlantic. The pinkish white is the heaviest, densest second wave. And you can see the first pulse inbound over Brazil, and the next day or so, soon to make it up to North America. Look for red sunsets, unusual weather, possible bigger hail, and definitely increased activity and electrical discharge. And speaking of unusual weather phenomenon, northern Greece, feet deep in hail. Actually had to come in and use earth-moving equipment to remove it. Now you could check the box as another weather anomaly. This area between Greece and Turkey, up into the Adriatic Sea, and Croatia, Slovenia, 2 to 3 years of amplification, wind, hail, snow, and just so far outside the normal. And staying on the theme of hail and rising food prices, Spain. This is going to have an impact on the European stone fruit season as well as the prices moving forward or the actual availability of the foods. So the losses here are in hectares. 12,000 hectares is approximately 26,000 acres. Completely destroyed fruit. And they were just a week or so before the harvest season. One thing they were also having a problem with was bringing laborers in there to get in to be able to harvest because Spain had one of the most intense lockdowns, shall we say. But 25,000 acres of fruit destroyed, and then we swing over and we see the same thing in Mexico. Laborers not there, so the amount of produce not going to be picked specifically in Canada. This is the labor troubles in Canadian fruit and vegetable industry. And what we have is quote unquote the salad bowl in California, not enough laborers. Shortages abound across fruit and veg. Now, Poland was hit last year with the very same thing. A lot of hail damage when it came up to harvest season for the cherries. 18% more increase in prices this year. They're hoping for a rebound. But the Ukrainian raspberry exports also hit, and their market prices are coming in substantially higher than last year. And wherever you look, these weather-related losses are really starting to add up in the pocketbook. How much longer can it go up 20%, 30%, doubling prices, unavailability before you start to have to look differently at your food spending every month? Now, these narratives continue. And remember Al Gore told us that snow would be a thing of the past, quote unquote. But looking at the Finnish Meteorological Institute here, North American snow cover, take a look at that outlier on the right there. That was the massive amount of snows that swept through 2 weeks ago. And each of those red dots is so far out the standard deviation that they're going to have to actually put extra bands in here on what was considered averages. This is the fourth year in a row that we're well above on the peak in, let's say, February and March for Northern Hemisphere snowfall. You see it again and again, the anomalies versus mainstream media, climate models, and truly what's happening on the ground. And when I kept seeing again and again these same stories, astonishing record-breaking gains continue across Greenland ice sheet, of course the media is going to be silent on that. This has been going on since April, May, June. It's almost 3 months of daily gains that are blowing past the records. And another one here, record gains in June for Greenland ice sheet. Well, let's look at some numbers here. So we'll stay with Danish Meteorological Institute, otherwise known as the DMI. Blue is the gain. The gray line is the averages. And anything obviously under where it says 0 is the mass loss. So take a look at the blue lines. These are the gains above the average. Now we've been told Greenland melting into oblivion, but I would like to compare with the 2011-12 season. We're still in June, but take a look at the difference in that. So let's put them together, circled in orange for you to see the difference between June of 2019-20, ice gains, to the losses that were incurred 2012 or so. How did that happen? It's the complete opposite of what we were told would happen. Yet these same people are still getting funding. Now the thing to notice though on these whiteout maps here, it's showing you mass gain and loss balance. The blue, the dark blue on, it seems southern Greenland, either southeast Greenland, southwest Greenland, but whatever it is, the southern part of Greenland growing by an enormous amount this season. And as I'd mentioned, the Greenland ice gain, that's 27 plus gigatons of snow in 5 days in April alone. This is what started the whole movement to check all these different ice balance days. Now, the media has been incredibly silent on this when they should have been jumping for joy, clapping their hands in the air that ice is recovering on Greenland. So where's the coverage on that? That's too inconvenient because they can't keep pushing the narrative to get you into cities, smart cities. So I wonder what the next agenda will be because this one has fallen off the wagon. And this has been Grand Solar Minimum approved media, climate, economy, and history. Adapt 2030. Patreon. Come and join me there for more information I can't talk about here on YouTube. I do thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.